EOM Business Network. So much for one broadcast.
Hello everyone, it's a beautiful day to you and thank you very much for joining us. You're watching the EOM Business Network, indeed the voice of corporate Nigeria. I am Olorogo Elkanah Mowari. Today on the program, as always, our focus is on the Nigerian economy. We shall be speaking with select industry operators about their businesses, the operating environment, and other related issues. And so let's talk. Our focus is on NiceSafe Travels and Tours Limited in our close-up with Isaac Iwafemi Asikia, who is the founder, managing director, and chief executive officer. On Spot On, we shall bring you a relatively young, beautiful, stylish, but focused professional, travels and tour service management expert, vision-driven entrepreneur, and industry captain. Charlotte Isiagu, who is the founder, managing director, and chief executive officer of Lucia Travels Limited, a fast-growing travels and tour service solutions provider in Nigeria and one of the most distinguished CEOs to look out for in 2025. And on the face-to-face is a continuation of our one-on-one with an excellent gentleman, a symbol of integrity, graduate of law enforcement and criminal justice, logistics solutions management expert, experienced entrepreneur, vision-driven project management strategist, team player, and industry captain. Johnson Edache Ocheke, who is the founder, managing director, and chief executive officer of John Dash Global Logistics Limited, a frontline world-class integrated business solutions provider in Nigeria, and indeed one of the most distinguished CEOs to look out for in 2025. It's a package you can't afford to miss. Stay with us. And Dan Caro, a delectable woman, versatile travels and tours management expert, experienced entrepreneur, team player, and industry captain, is the managing director and chief executive officer of W3 Travels and Tours Limited, a notable travel solutions provider in Nigeria and one of the most distinguished CEOs to look out for in 2024.
It's in line with our vision and our mission that we should be positioning ourselves to be amongst the top 10 travel management company in Nigeria. Again, I think because we are an empathetic customer, and remember I said we hold your hand from the beginning of your journey, even after the end of your journey, we hold your hand. We've had customers complain. Airlines don't leave at the time they should. Airlines cancel flights without telling their clients. We try to let them know it's not our fault, but we hold your hand. We have a relationship with the airline, so we try to get information before even the client gets it, so that we let them know there's no need for you to drive to the airport now because this flight is going to be cancelled or is going to be rescheduled. So take your time. Leave at so time. We have a cordial relationship with them and help them, travel easy. Consistency and resilience. Sometimes it's difficult to pay salaries. It's difficult, so one has to now dig deep into their pockets. We task ourselves. You have to go out. You have to market. You have to bring new clients in. You have to be dogged. You have to be resilient. If others are doing it and doing it well, we should be able to do it as well. So everybody has a responsibility to ensure that the business is a going concern, because it's difficult times. You can't just sit down and business will come to you. You must work the phones. You must knock on doors, So that's how we've been able to survive so far. Same thing. Integrity, resilience, and consistency. We keep trudging on. Even though it's difficult, we keep trudging on. I tell my staff, emails that need to be sent out, we must proofread it, whether I'm there or not. If I'm not there, there's another line of management. Somebody must look through what you're sending out because you have an image to project. You must do things properly. Our finances, our accounts, we have auditors, so things must go by the book. That's the way we're able to deliver excellence in our service. I have teenagers that are looking to go to university, and picking career choices is a bit difficult. Many people don't even know what they want to do. So my advice is follow your passion. Passion might not put food on the table. So follow your passion, one, but do what you are good at, and you probably become passionate at it eventually.
Isaac Iwafemi Asikia, an experienced travels and tours management professional, versatile entrepreneur, project management expert, and industry captain, is the managing director and chief executive officer of Nelsafe Travels and Tours Limited, a fast-growing hospitality support solutions provider in Nigeria, and one of the most distinguished CEOs to look out for in 2024.
By the grace of God, we've been equipped. Like I said, I am the immediate past financial secretary of the National Association of Nigeria Travel Agency Lagos branch. That position I've held for two tenures. And it has actually made me grow in the system. And I will tell you, it's a professional body who regulates the travel industry. So we're actually being trained, most of these things on how to handle customers. But I stand for something, which is integrity. I said it before. Most of my offers doesn't even come from Nigeria markets. It comes from abroad. So this means that someone who is satisfied always refers somebody. So I don't even rely. There's no day I don't get a message on my phone asking for one or two travel requests. So that process of, should I say communication? When you communicate with people, when you let people understand what they are supposed to know, there's no need for argument. So we don't party with those set of people who are the miscreants in the system. Because we have a lot of people who today, they will wake up tomorrow and say they are travel consultant or travel agency. That's why I try to put myself as a consultant. Because I talk to you, I interface with you, I profile you, I know what your needs are. I tailor it according to what your demands are. That has helped me so far. Integrity, honesty, consistency. These are my watchword. When you see me, you find it difficult to want to create trouble with me. And it has helped me so far. I will quickly go back to post-COVID, you understand? It wasn't easy anyway, but Nigeria has its own challenges. Every country have their own challenges. I'm privy to travel around the world, so I understand how these things work. Basically, I focus on travel when I go outside. I need to explore and take advantage of the way travel works in that particular country. So we are also experiencing the same thing. But COVID down till what we are experiencing now, it has not been easy for most entrepreneurs or travel professionals. You notice that the interest begins to go down. Countries' policies are beginning to restrict, people that want to travel, travelers, to their destination. So a lot of restrictions are coming in, and it begins to affect a lot of people. So the system begins to draw back. But for us, what we decided to do, we said we will give back to people. We need to educate people. So it's not all time I will tell you, oh, bring this money, I want to take your money. No. First and foremost, I educate you. So it is from that point you begin to understand, okay, this is what I can engage on my own or not. And you now begin to think of consultation. So first and foremost, we educate you. We make you understand that these things are something you can also do on your own. But if you wish to consult us to assist you, we oblige our services to you. So it still boils down to your own personality, which is that person who you are, which is what we stand for, transparency. That honesty. You can't get it from anybody. It's not everybody you get honesty from. There are few people, and I'm thanking God that I'm part of them. So it has kept us going, in this business. And by the grace of God, we are okay. We still need more, definitely. We know we'll get there. I always tell people, travel is a bus stop. Definitely another bus will come. And you take your own, and you go. So that is just it. Truly speaking, it has affected the travel business in a real time. One major constraints that we have today is the FX, that's the exchange rate system. If I'm not exaggerating, as I speak today, the IATA rate for issuing a particular ticket is $1,655 per dollar. So in the real sense, a journey that you are supposed to engage with 300,000 by default, it's now close to 2 million. You can't go to UK with less than 2 million now. So how many people can afford that?
Charlene Isiagu, a beautiful, stylish but focused professional, travels and tours management expert, vision-driven entrepreneur, team player, and industry captain, is the founder, managing director, and chief executive officer of Lucia Travels Limited, a fast-growing travels and tour service solutions provider in Nigeria, and one of the most distinguished CEOs to look out for in 2025.
To be successful in a business environment like Nigeria, you have to cultivate an entrepreneurial spirit. That's a good spirit. You have to be adaptable, you have to be resilient, you have to build strategic partnership. You see, people need to learn to collaborate and not to compete. Over the years, I've learned that when you collaborate with other businesses in your industry, you actually gain more grounds and you do better and also grow. Also, you need to learn, unlearn, and relearn. You need to keep learning. You need to keep making research. You need to build capacity. I know I cannot overemphasize on customer service. Having a good customer service is very important in running a business in Nigeria, because Nigeria of today, you know, people don't do so much on customer service, but when you invest in customer service, your customers will always come. In fact, it starts selling for you. And one more thing, having the right team is important. To have the right team. When you have the right people around you, your business will thrive. And then lastly, will I say, it's meant to be the first, the grace of God. Without the grace of God, there's nothing. You know, you can't actually run a business in Nigeria without the grace of God. So for me, I'm very big on the grace of God. Lucia Travels started way back while I was working for a real estate firm. I was working in Ghana and I was well paid in this company, but I was not fulfilled. I knew that my calling is to be an employer of labor. I want to give people's life a meaning, and because it wasn't what I wanted, and because at some point I felt like the company I was working for wasn't giving what they promised, I read a book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And while I was reading, it said, if you want to be wildly wealthy, you need to do something that is a win-win. So you are running a business, the person who you're selling to and you are both winning. So I knew that where I was not the right place if I want to be wealthy. And I thought about it, and then one day, while I was working, my director was like, oh, your team is not going to go for this, because they go around different countries for road shows. So they go for lead collections, and they said they were not going to go anymore because the cost of their trip is expensive. And I was like, okay, can I have a look at this cost that the travel department has given you? And I went to the cost and it was quite high. And I said, no, let me do this. And then I did it. Well, after I did it, I got half. Like, the cost I was getting was half of what the travel department was giving me. And then I was like, okay, so why is this happening? So ever since when I found out, I started doing the cost. I started doing the costing for my team. And I was always helping my friends, even my boss, book her tickets back to Nigeria, because we're all Nigerians. And then, you know, so I found love in traveling. Because I traveled, while I was on that job, I traveled to over 11 countries, and I found love in traveling, and I realized that, okay, I could make people's life easier. And then at the time, because my company was based in Dubai, it's a Dubai-based company, I was also helping people get Dubai visa. So one day, I sat down, I was praying for a week, and the second day, the spirit, because I've been scared to leave that company because they pay me very well. And I was like, okay, this day, the Spirit of God just said to me, you do Dubai visas and you make this amount of money and without adverts. How about you call it a business, you start running adverts, and then you will make this amount at the end of the month. I smiled. I was like, oh, that's good. And the next thing, he said you could add tickets to it. I was like, that's travel agency. And I screamed. The lady that was cleaning my house came in. I was like, what's happening at Shirley? I told her, God just told me what to do. And at the time, I was already developing a business because I was already about to leave. And I had spent so much money in that business, but I didn't stop. I just continued. I was now running the two of them beside each other. So it got to this very day. That day, after the Spirit of God spoke to me, I chose a name, Lucia Travels. Lucia comes from my middle name. My Igbo name is Oluchi. And Oluchi means the work of God. And I knew that I needed the hands of God to do whatever I wanted to do. But I didn't want it to be Oluchi because it will sound like, okay, it's just a name, and I knew what I wanted. So I said, okay, let's take out the O, Lucci. But I can't make it Lucci. I said, no, let's look for something. So my brother's first name is Anderson. That's A. I said, okay, let's just put the A there. So it's Lucia, because usually I use him as my second director for most of the companies that I've opened. And that was how Lucia was born. So Lucia means the work of God travels. So if you're actually doing business with Lucia Travels, just know that it's the work of God. So I immediately created the name that day, and I started working on my CAC documents. But I think it was 7th of April, created an Instagram page. And then like 1 month later, a friend of mine calls me and says, a sister actually, oh, I'm coming to Ghana, because I was living in Ghana at the time. I'm coming to Ghana, I need an apartment, and they're telling me 1.5 million, blah, blah, blah. I was like, hold on, I'll get back to you. I left the office, I went to search for apartments, and I got the same apartment she was asking for, and I got it at 800,000. But of course, because I'm running a business, Lucia Travels, that was our first customer. I got the apartment for 800,000 and I gave it to her for 850,000. I collected my money and I recorded it. First business done, and that was how we started. I left the company finally in September 2019, and I came back to Nigeria, and then I started my business. Officially, our company turned 5 years September, but based on operation, our company is turning 5 years in November. So that's when we opened our first office. So it's been amazing. Lucia Travels has been doing so much. Our database has grown. It's been the work of God anyways.
John Dash Global Logistics Limited. Welcome to our world. We are a world-class full-service logistics solutions provider. At John Dash, we deliver bespoke, high-quality, reliable, timely, secured, and excellent tailor-made solutions in logistics, courier, freight, customs clearing, and many more around the world. John Dash, call us now. 080-6113-9770, 080-9860-8781. John Dash Global Logistics Limited. We define logistics. Johnson Edache Ocheke, an excellent gentleman, graduate of law enforcement and criminal justice, logistics solutions management expert, experienced entrepreneur, project management strategist, and industry captain, is the founder, managing director, and chief executive officer of John Dash Global Logistics Limited, a notable world-class integrated business solutions provider in Nigeria, and one of the most distinguished CEOs to look out for in 2024-2025.
Most of the problem we have of delivering over there in terms of my business where I'm explaining now, there are people who fall out, maybe their paper, expired paper, they've committed one crime or the other, they cannot come out to clear their goods. The moment they hear their phone number, the moment they hear, please, we have your goods, where is your, are you the owner of this? What are you? They say, no. It's as if they have come to deport them. They would the people get confused that they just keep the people, and your people here are telling you that you have not been able to do justice to what they complete your job here. That is not. It's already at the destination country, and once you get there, they don't have business with you here again. They have business with the receiver. So that is one aspect. Then on the other aspect of integrity again, it is make sure we maintain. We did not do anything contrary against the rules of the government. We don't take drugs. We don't accept highly inflammable something. Anything that is produced. We have a dossier. In short, I paid and they gave me a dossier, an international dossier that will tell you that these things are. It's just like you bringing battery or bringing perfume for me to ship. If you have perfume, you know, you can blow the whole aircraft. These are dangerous goods. Anything highly inflammable. But some people will like, push it, put it. Please, can I hide it? I can wrap it very well. If you compromise, I will give you so amount of money. If you compromise, you kill your business. And one drug case, my sisters were sitting down there, one drug case in this country can bring down everything about you. Because once you enter drug law, the first thing they will do, they will freeze your account, and if you don't have access to your money, you cannot fight any case. That is one. And once they go through your transaction, even the proceeds, even if you have a girlfriend and you buy a car, you buy a house, they call it proceeds of that drug business. They will trace you, they will pick it. They make sure they milk you to the last so that you don't have the capacity to do drugs any longer. So I don't want to follow victim. And I cannot. There are so many attempts. I'm telling you, there are so many attempts I had. Even last year I had a follow-up with a general. And I will tell you briefly about it. Now, we brought some goods here. That was at the height of insecurity. When Boko Haram, you are killing UN military uniform, and they send the whole military uniform kit and every other things here. And they brought it from Abuja. When the team came, one of my, because I have CCTV here, and I was watching, and I saw what they were packing. I saw it picked about $20,000. When it was all in military uniform, and it's going to Pakistan. So from there, I called that boy. That time I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Sir, it's money." I said, "Okay, we don't need money." I said, "Even from Lagos here to Abuja, we cannot fly money. And even if I allowed it, we wouldn't have escaped here." And as a matter of fact, even the uniform, when I call the man, he started threatening me, and I said, "Come, this is my." He said, "Even if I go, if I hide inside the house," I said, "Who told you I'm running away? This is my office. This is my business. You know my go and to ask God, they will direct you to my office. Go and meet Jesus. They will withhold the thing here." For more than 3 weeks, he played. He went to he was already in Pakistan now. He sent another soldiers here, and outside people. They started coming. And it was begging later. I give them the money. But the uniform still withheld it. From here, the team went to Dubai. They still held it in Dubai for more than 5 months. I don't know, he pleaded. I think he even brought or somebody before they wrote. Well, I think I still have the letter in this thing. And they have to release, before they release the uniform to him, to deliver it. You're already making efforts. You're already joining the global network. This company has already had a transport company attached to it. It has a courier arms now. It has a hospitality now. Has gone into real estate. But within this year and next year, we are hitting 5 African countries purely for export again. Because there are some African countries who discovered that business. It's just that the floating of this currency hit us. We just went to do a research, I think last week, when this dollar thing started going. I said, okay, I called my point. I said, we'll tax some of our managers. And I said, okay, please pick some African countries and do a research and how much it will take and which business can grow. One came with a report from Kenya. We are still analyzing it. From Kenya. And I said that if I'm investing 50 million in Kenya, even to change it, it will give me 5 million. That's if I take 50 million naira now to Kenya, the value is just 5 million. Okay, pick Ghana. We talk of Ghana, so that we will still not relent because there are goods, there are some restrictions from Nigeria. There are things we can't move from here. They can easily move it from Benin Republic here, Ghana, and even Ivory Coast and other countries, which we know, we can move some of these things by road. So what we are planning is to just set up offices there. And it's very easy. We're already working with some Korea companies over there. Just to speak with them, to become your offices, give them just like the way, and then they begin to export from there. The other business that have grown from is a transport company. And the transport company, there are courier arms that we have haulage van. The haulage vans are there, the transport companies are there. We run, I think mostly the eastern part of the country. There are about 5 parts in Lagos here. We have some other towns within the southeast. And currently, while we are working on within the West African zone, we are also thinking of securing a warehouse in US just for cargo. You know, a lot of people cannot offer. Nigerians export a lot. Yeah, you're talking of soap. At the time, if you go, why do you think you have this Dettol soap is highly expensive? You're talking of even Christian books. Yeah. Export them in tonnage.
John Dash Global Logistics Limited. Welcome to our world. We are a world-class full-service logistics solutions provider. At John Dash, we deliver bespoke, high-quality, reliable, timely, secured, and excellent tailor-made solutions in logistics, courier, freight, customs clearing, and many more around the world. John Dash, call us now. 080-6113-9770, 080-9860-8781. John Dash Global Logistics Limited. We define logistics.
After the customs and immigration,
Market need of
training of personnel.
And that's about it on today's package of the EOM Business Network. Thank you very much for spending your valued time with us. We do not take it for granted. We only hope it was worth your while. Our deep gratitude to our sponsors for your continued interest and support. Always remember, with you and us, we are champs. Always join us on any of our other feedback portals, as you can see on the screen. I remain Olorogo Elkanah Moware. See you same time, same channel next week.